Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Good day to you. Um, Welcome back to the live stream. Hello, Cameron, how are you doing? Hi, Ruby, Divine. I don't know the other person's name. Jem, right? How are you all doing? I hope you're good. I saw Pastor at church last night. Interesting. So, Carmen, what did you do? What's the channeled reading for? Like, what do you want to ask for your channeled reading? That's what I wanted to ask you. Um, the blueprint reading and the the channeled message is like if you have a question to ask, a deep question to ask, you can use the channeled message. But for your blueprint reading, that's a different ball game. Okay, I don't do blueprint reading on live stream. That's my I think that day I was telling you that. Hold on, let me check the chats. um let me see. Yeah, I'm even checking the message. mm, have you seen it? I can't even get the message. It's funny. um so channeled messages was about the love. I was thinking to ask about pastor, but I don't want to do that. I want to ask about love general. Okay, you want to ask about general reading about love, right? I think the channeled. I can't remember what I told you the channeled message was for, but the blueprint reading is another ball game. It's a private reading. Yes, I sent now. You sent two donations, right? Okay. I saw one. Okay, okay. Let me explain. Let me explain the readings for you. Okay. So I have a channeled messages that I do during the live. Okay, and the channeled messages I do during the live stream is for specific questions that requires deep answers. Okay. So, and it's only one question you ask on that channeled reading. But if you want to get a broad, like if you want to get like ancestral readings, blueprint reading, like what your purpose are, what your purpose is in life, what deal did you make when it comes to your money, what deal did you make when it comes to your relationship before you came into this lifetime, what are what's happening in your ancestral lineage. That particular reading is not done during the live. Okay, that's what I called heavy channeled messages. Okay, and if you look at the description box, you will see that that heavy channeled message is part of the private reading. Okay, so I have um and that's my most expensive reading for private reading. Okay, so I have. So are you getting what I'm saying? So channeled message. Go if you go to the description, I said channeled message during the live. If you check the live reading, you'll see channeled message. This reading gives you deep answers about a situation that is confusing and you need clarity. Okay, very accurate answers and timeline. This is for a particular question. And if you go downwards, you will see book a private section. You will see heavy channeled energy reading. That's a very different one. That's where you get all the information you want to get. You know, is I think is a 1 hour 30 minutes section where I get to tell you everything that is happening in your ancestral lineage and your own life basically, and you know what your life path is, what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime, and all that stuff. If that makes sense, okay. I think the channeled message was supposed to be about that pastor guy, you know, checking if you guys align or something like that. I can't really remember. But it was supposed to be for a particular question that I said, I can help you look spiritually. So there is one, so that's one. Spiritual reading is with cards, witchcraft reading, spiritual reading, whatever. I don't. Oh, I thought I saw one that was 25, and yeah, my $25 reading is spiritual reading. Yeah, it's like with the cards, okay? With the cards, if you want to ask anything about witchcraft, if you want to ask anything about, you know, but with cards, okay? And then I have channeled message. So with your channeled messages, you can ask one question for a deep answer. Yes. I think that they were talking about, the pastor, but you said you don't want to use it for that anymore. All right. I really want to know. I feel like it's never going away. I really want to know what's going on with why I'm feeling so sad and thinking so heavily about James right now. I'm pissed about that. I don't want to think about him. Do you want to use that as your channel message? Okay. So, do you want the audio or you want typed? Um, do you want audio or typed messages? You like my voice? Okay. All right. Let's do it. Okay. Thank you. Let's do it. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. So, Spirit is saying that you are kind of like in a spiritual loop, okay? Like something that continues over and over, right? It's like you're stuck in a soul pattern where, you know, James's energy keeps kind of replaying in your mind, right? And heart, like a song that you cannot mute. So there is a kind of like a soul connection between you and him. Okay, so it's like even though you're angry and you want to move on, you're still like there are still like energetic theaters, like like hooks coming from him to you basically. So there is still some kind of energetic bond, if that makes sense. Okay, it could be mental, it could be emotional, it could be etheric. Okay, energy. So even though you guys are not together, there's still the effect of you thinking about him like over and over basically, or his energy, his image is coming into your mind basically. And they are saying that your sadness actually is not coming from even missing him. It's not about you missing him. It's about um the pain of emotional betrayal, unspoken words, and unfinished karmic lessons. Okay? So it's not that you are weak, right? It's because you know you were loyal in the relationship basically. You invested in the relationship. Um that is why you are having this, most times when you talk to people, when you interact with people, you kind of do things with them, you're in a relationship with them, there is an energetic hook, or some kind of energetic rope that you don't see that binds you to that person, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's not really love, right? It's kind of like residue from those energetic rope that keeps, that memory alive is inside of you. It's some kind of spiritual cord, okay? So it kind of binds you to his heart chakra and like his solar plexus chakra, basically. Okay, and that is why you keep thinking about it. So there are three reasons I see here that spirit is saying that is making you thinking about him. All right. Number one, those those binds I just talked about, those energetic ropes I just talked about. Okay. So in the relationship, James, so those hooks that I'm talking about were formed when you kind of gave your energy to him. So it was as if he was spiritually, unconsciously, anyways, he was spiritually feeding off you because you were the one giving, you know, more energy to the relationship, right? So, and he knew that you actually cared for him. So those energies kind of opened up those hooks. And let me tell you something. When two people are in a relationship, the one that gives more is the one that gets much more, attached to those kind of energetic energy hooks, okay, that I'm talking about. Then the other reason why you're still thinking about him is um, you know, there's a past life between you guys. Yeah. There is a so spirit is saying that there is a karmic debt between, that happened between you guys in a past life, right? So I want to look into that. Hold on. Because you cannot detach from yourself. I'm coming. Let me see what's happening in what you're talking about. Oh, it didn't show in my message. What didn't show in your message? So there is a past life energy between you and him, right? And according to what spirit is saying, that you guys actually met in a past life before in, you know, an ancient desert kingdom between, you and James, right? So you guys met in, you know, many years ago before, right? And so let me just paraphrase the story between you and James in a past life. There is an ancient desert kingdom which you guys lived before, right? It was that at that time, stars kind of ruled at that time. So the people at that time were very, very close to spirituality. Okay. The sacred wells, they had sacred wells then that were protected by seer. And you were a healer, like a healer, um, a healer and a midwife then. Okay. Yes. Why? James was a gatekeeper warrior, basically. That's not true. So he was a gatekeeper warrior, choosing to protect the seer's temple. So while you actually worked as a healer in the temple, he was a warrior, a protector. Okay. Um, so in that temple where he was actually protecting, that's where you guys, people like you did healing, moon rites, and childbirth rituals. Okay. Yeah. You actually then you were deeply respected, you were skilled with herbs, and you were spiritually gifted. Okay. Um, you were choosing to assist in high births, so birth of important people or kids of important people. Um, so you were even like among the royal, you know, the best of children. You were among those healer midwife that delivered children that were kids to those royal wives. Okay, so um, your power was not only in your hands then; it was in your voice as well. So um, the spirit is saying that when you sang, then in that past life that babies will turn their position. Okay, they turned in the womb when you sang. Okay, and when you sang, crops even flourished and rain came when you sang. So he was drawn to you, James was drawn to you, um, but it was not only romantic. Yes, he was drawn to you. Part of the reason why I was drawn to you was because he envied your influence in that past life. Okay? But he claimed to love you because he wasn't showing that part of him where he envied you. He watched how the temple women bow down, you know, bow their heads to you when they walk past you. Okay? And how your name were whispered even in the courts. Okay? So he wanted in that life, he wanted your lights, but not your mission, basically. Okay? Yeah. Really? Hold on. You're going to tell me about that dream, but hold on. Let me just finish what I'm saying. So, since he envied you in that life, you were in the hospital. So, since he envied you in that life, okay, um, there was some kind of, you know, um, I only spoke to my son's father and I left them. So, like I was saying, at that time, when you had that influence, you have gifts, and you were respected. The high priest, which was a guy, the high priest of that era, was jealous of your rising popularity, and then that high priest connived with James, okay, that you were practicing forbidden rites under the moon to empower women and weaken men. Uh, That was the lie, basically. Okay, so that now led to a lot of things, and in that life, he ended up betraying you. Okay, yeah. So James and I would sit on this bench in the hospital, and So like I was saying, when I was actually doing this channeled message, I had another message. Okay, even before you started talking about, the dream where you first met him, right? I don't think that, you know, I feel like you guys have had several past lives together, several past lives together, right? And in that lifetime I was telling you about, where you exist like as a healer and he envied you, he planned with the high priest, the jealous high priest in that era, to betray you. And what happened? You were accused of something, and at the end of the day, you were exiled and your voice was silenced through him. All right. Yeah. So, in that lifetime, right? Because you were describing seems like what I saw in that dream, Hazy. Are you serious? Okay, hold on. We'll come back to that. There's something I'm seeing here. In that lifetime, when you were being taken away, you placed something like a curse on him in that lifetime. You told him that, you know, his heart was open, like that he has opened his heart to fear. Okay, and now you told him that you have shut the gate on destiny. Like, um you now told him again, you told him that you will forgive him in that lifetime, but in another lifetime that he will long for you when you are not waiting for him. So it means that in whatever lifetime in you guys meet, okay, there is going to be that love connection between you guys, but he is not going to act right, because you have already, placed a seal in that lifetime that you will no longer open your heart to him. So you were the one who even, placed that seal, that curse. You were the one who even severed that relationship in a past life. Do you understand? So whatever he is acting right now, okay, whatever he's acting right now, or whatever lifetime you're going to meet him, he's never going to act right, because you have already caused that relationship in the past. Okay, so um it's a lesson. So this is a karmic lesson for you. In whatever lifetime, you're still going to meet him, but you are supposed to finish, you know you were supposed to finish that love. Like, you were supposed to break the bond actually in another lifetime, but it looks like, because you did not remember what you did in a past life, what you said about that relationship, you did not. So you're here to actually break that, you know, bond. You were here to actually make him love you, but not even stay in any relationship with him. He is the one that needs to beg you for forgiveness in subsequent lifetime, if that makes sense. Okay. Um, so in each lifetime, even now, his soul will struggle to choose vulnerability. So he will always find himself. Um, I have said that. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. So it's like, you know, in each lifetime when you meet him, okay, he will struggle with, vulnerability, because, um, you know, he will not be vulnerable. His heart will be kind of closed, half closed. All right. So he will be in the position to ghost, ignore, play emotional games, you know, um, and all those things, because you've placed that curse on him, basically. All right. So in any, so that's in any life he finds himself, he may not find true love again. So that's a cause of Wow. Wow, that's wild. That is wild. So spirit is saying that in this lifetime, right? In this lifetime, okay, you're the one with the power, but you don't know. So in this lifetime, spirit is saying that you're the one with the power, you're the one with the key. You do not owe him love, you do not owe him healing, you know, the karmic loops, the karmic loop that you guys have or that you're feeling now, um, it has to end and it's going to end the minute you choose yourself. Okay. So you need to, you know, close the contract between you and him. All right. And there is actually a chant here that you were asked to do to close the contract between you and him. All right. What's your question? So that's the little story between you and him when it comes to past life story, right? Um um you are in this lifetime to close that contract, you've had um before with him in a past life. So who told you that they don't break uh anybody who told you that you don't break that connection is not true. Okay, that connection was meant to be broken by virtue of what you've said to him in a past life. Okay, because he betrayed you in that past life, so you're not meant to actually. That's not true. That's not true. This particular one was meant to be broken. Okay, because you've already caused that energy even from a past life, so that energy will not align. So like I said before, there are three reasons why you keep thinking about him. Number one, those energetic binds you have. Number two, the past life situation. And number three, spirit is saying that you have either unreleased, rage, anger, or desire. Let me repeat that. Spirit is saying you have unreleased rage or anger or desire. Okay? Yes. Um, so it's like you didn't have any closure. Okay. In that past life, it was not true to you. So, how is it going to be true to you now? It's same thing. That's why people go back to their past lives to retrieve information from there so that they can heal. You need to understand that in that past life, it was no bet. It actually brought your demise. Your downfall. So it was not even a better person either. Okay, there were you were doing better than him in that past life, and I feel like you're doing better than him even in this lifetime. And that energy, that envy will still be there basically. So we are not meant to be together because of the curse, not just because of the curse, but because his love for you was not true in a past life and even now basically. okay? But you added to it when you cursed him in that past life. That makes sense. But that change once I break the curse. Okay, that's a question. So in no life is it going to be good? Hold on, let me check that. Once I see this course break that you sent me, I would like to do a 4 week read on my love life. I'm going. Hold on, wait, don't go yet. Wait, hold on first. Hold on. We are not done with this reading. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Um, I needed something to break. So you were not meant to. So according to what I'm saying here, even if you break, that course, you remember that before you even put that curse on him, it was not honest to begin with. Spirit is saying that true change can, even after you do that, true change can happen with him, in isolation, like pain, deep pain, you know, deep spiritual awakening, pain, and isolation is what will make him change. Okay. So you were meant to, you know, heal from that. So whatever you were feeling or you feeling when it comes to this relationship didn't start today. All right. That wound came from a past life. It was a past life wound that you sustained into this lifetime. And that is why you feel the way you're feeling, if that makes sense. Okay. So another thing you can do to heal, um, you need to release that rage or disappointment or desire you felt from the relationship. Okay. That's pain. When you like invest for years in someone, you form a bond with that person, and then when that person breaks the bond, it becomes very painful for you. So you need to release that energy. Okay, you need to release that energy. um I have pink, purple. Okay, what you so you can do a simple, so let me just tell you this. um to cut the spiritual cord between you guys, you're supposed to use like a white candle. I have pink, red, purple, green, blue, yellow. Do you have white? Because it's white candle I'm seeing in your channel reading. You have to um you have to light a white candle, and then you say, you call his name, you say, I release you from my body, from my blood, from my memory. I call back my love, I call back my energy and my time. You're no longer mine, and I am no longer yours. Spirit, cut the thread between our hearts. I choose peace. I choose myself. That's the affirmation. And then after chanting that like several times, how many times you can in front of the candlelight, then you blow off the candle and wash your hands in salt water. I have off white. Okay, you can try and use that. No, not black. Use the off white. Or you can use the blue candle because, you know, blue candle can also be used for, healing. So you can use the blue candle too. I want to step away and do this. Do you have another reading I want to do, then come back? All right, I'm going to end the live stream and I'll come back again into the live. I've been feeling like ending this live stream since. Okay, so um, I'm going to end the live stream and I'll come back in maybe an hour. Okay, I'll continue in an hour. No, it's okay. It's okay. No problem. You're welcome, and thank you so much for your donation. Okay. Um, Sorry about that. Oh, that's nice. All right. Okay. Bye.